finding your why. Why do we do what we do daily? Who do we do it for? Why do we need to continue this? What do we strive for?
You already know what it is. You already know what it is.
Hey,
now.
we is live now everywhere. Hey, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. You were tuned in to episode 67 of Technically Speaking, where we are giving you news
That you can use.
Oh, hey, y'all was in sync too on that one. That was good. Corey, you got something you need to tell them to do, right, sir?
Look, man, we're giving you guys news that you can use. So make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, tell a friend, and press that share button. You already know.
Hey.
That's right. How's everybody doing tonight? How you doing, Miss Bobby with a I, because Y is for a guy?
I am doing okay. I'm just
Just
in
okay?
here. Just okay.
I know how that is, man. I know how. Well, I hope by the end of the night we can take that okay to I'm good. There's
It's not
level.
going to be negative. It's going to get better, but just right now it hurts.
I feel you.
No, I understand that.
I get. You know what? I'm just getting to the point where I'm probably like 98% from when I was sick. So I'm like, I'm finally starting to feel like myself now. So I understand. Trust me. So I hope you get better as we progress. Corey Giovanni.
Yo.
I know you've kind of had a day. Hopefully you feeling better today. How you doing, sir?
Man, I'm doing good, man. Yeah, I was in, mom's. She, what I'm saying, thank God she had a successful back surgery last week. But parents don't like to listen. They think that once they get things done, they want to go ahead and get back up and start doing the stuff that they think
rebellious teenagers.
But like, hey, she's getting better. She just called me literally while we were on, but you know what I'm saying? She already knew what time it is, and she already know that I'm on like this. And again, parents just don't understand.
I was thinking that the whole time. I was thinking that.
We're gonna say that for another topic.
No, that needs to be a topic. That needs to be a future let's talk about it topic. So
yes.
Hey man, well, hey, shouts out to your mom. I'm sending her healing energy.
Yeah, for real, man.
Yeah,
Lots
man.
of prayers.
Receiving it all.
That's what's up. Dr. Pooh, how you doing tonight, sir?
I'm doing pretty good, man. I got my health and well-being, so I am very happy.
Man, I feel that.
That's amazing.
That's what's up, man.
I spent some time with my mama. This weekend. Got that quality family time in.
That's good. That's good, man. Hey, there's nothing better than that, man. There's nothing better than that. And I'm doing good too, man. I got a lot of good time with my baby girl this weekend. It was like a weekend just dedicated to her. I've been moving and grooving, and I was sick, so had to catch up with her. Got a lot of quality time. To your point, she wanted to make mud pies. We was watching I think it was Ryan on YouTube. His old school stuff.
Ryan World
mud pies. And she just really wanted to make mud pies. I was like, let's make a deal because I got to pull these weeds up. I'm gonna dig weeds up so I could loosen up the dirt. You could take the dirt and make mud pies with it. We had a good deal, so that's what we.
So you're gardening. Nice.
I'll just pull the weeds, man.
The new way. The new gardening.
Sure, I was gardening. I'm sorry. These weeds got aggressive, man. They got big. I had to use a straight up shovel to get these weeds out.
Hey.
Not no hand shovel. Like I'm on the shovel, jumping on it full body weight to get these weeds out. You know how it is.
The roots is what the old folks.
Yeah,
Got some spray, man. Get that weed killer out there, bro. It's supposed to make it easier for you.
It ain't gonna work on these weeds. Not when they get that big. When I was
plus, you know what, Geronimo, you seem like the type of person like, you know what, I gotta just do it this way. Why? Because I feel more like a man to do it.
Nah, it ain't nothing about that. I don't even. No.
He said, "Let me stop you right there, brother."
No,
I'm not too proud.
No, it's only because I just got to get it by the root, man. I mean, if I knew the spray would get it, I would do it. Trust me, I work smarter, not harder, man.
Oh yeah.
And I normally like to pay gardeners to come out and do that stuff, but this is something I'm trying.
Been out here, but the weeds that we got here, y'all, they are thick.
They're
If you don't
thick,
get
man.
to them, I mean, they're thick. They're a whole little tree.
They turn into trees.
So
Yeah,
I know exactly what you're talking
Yeah.
about.
yeah. Them things,
Man.
woo, they ain't no joke. And then, so let me share this, and then let's get started. So there's this one area where they're like vines are trying to grow. So I'm tapping that area with the shovel just to make sure there's nothing back there hiding. Man, there's a big old spider like this. And it was one of those spiders that on his butt, you could see like the thousands of little baby spiders on there.
Oh.
I was like, oh hell no. Yeah, it was.
What did you do?
You triggered me, bro. You just
I just
triggered
moved
me.
it out the way.
You triggered me, dog.
Okay, good.
It wasn't trying to attack me, so I'm just trying to get these weeds out of here. Just get out the way, homie.
I don't do scorpions, but every other living thing
looks like it's a spider on the top of the head.
Say what?
Lion? Oh no, that's a proud lion, my friend.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a lion.
That's dope,
man.
bro. I like that.
That is dope. That's dope.
Thank you, man. I got to go lower, but he's got.
Hey, nah. We gotta keep it PG, brother. Keep it PG.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I mean, we could start his OnlyFans right there. OG Millennial OnlyFans right there.
Millennial OnlyFans.
Hey, man, can I hit a serious note,
Turn off
man?
to him, boy.
Can I hit a little serious note real quick, man?
Yeah, let's
Get on a serious note. Go ahead.
Really, yeah. I just want to. I think we should take this time, as a collective, to just take the time to remember Charlie Kirk. He was a man who was born on October 14th in 1993 in Arlington Heights, Chicago. He's got a wife and a couple kids that he's leaving behind, and his main contributions through Turning Point USA has definitely left a lasting impression, not just on society, but on millennials and Gen Zs especially. And he will be remembered. He will be remembered for his courage to stand up for his faith and for the ability to encourage open debate about what people believe and why they believe it.
Mhm.
So rest in power, brother. Gotta give him that. Yeah, man. It's very sad. Definitely condolences to the family, man. To be honest, this came up in several different facets. I had never heard of him. He just wasn't in my radar, mainly just because I'm not into that type of space. So it doesn't really come to my attention. But definitely no one deserves to lose their life over just an opinion. So
Wednesday, for those of you who joined last week, I was in Colorado last Monday, and Wednesday I flew home, and as soon as the plane touched down in San Antonio, my notifications were going crazy, and so you can imagine I've been following Charlie Kirk for years, and so when that happened, when I saw the video, it almost looked like an AI video. It didn't even look real. That we saw somebody that I felt close to, just gone. Like you knew when you saw that video. I think Facebook took it down. It's considered dark content, especially the fact that he passed away.
Yeah.
And stuff. And so that was rough. There's been a lot of crying, a whole lot of crying.
As it should be, yeah, man. I mean, anytime we lose someone, it's a loss, man. I mean, it's not like
someone as inspiring from. I didn't follow him. Everything I've heard about him wasn't the kindest things, but losing a life in general is never good. And then being unalived by somebody who just have differences is not good either. And we've seen this happen throughout history all the time. The only problem is, it's like, when will we learn?
When will we heal, man? Like I feel like this
healing. We have to before you get the prescription, you have to know what the problem is.
Good point.
And once you find the problem, then you know how to prescribe the healing.
Yeah.
Excellent point. I
just gotta say, we can't allow something like this to create such hatred and animosity that we end up going into another civil war where we're killing each other over differences of beliefs. We can't allow that history to repeat itself.
Agreed.
Agreed. I mean, it's okay to agree to disagree and then move on, man. That was the first thing I said when y'all brought that to my attention, because I didn't know who he was, and when I just did a quick search, I'm like, oh, it looks like it was a difference of opinion. Just agree to disagree and keep it pushing, man. I don't.
It used to be like that. You used to be able to be like, I don't agree with you. I'm like, that's okay. We'll shake hands and walk away. But now it's like, oh, you don't agree with me? You're fascist. You're Nazi. And then the names start being called, and I'm sitting here like, yo,
yes and no. Yes and no.
Uncalled for.
Yes and no, because I mean, where we come from, I mean, that was always a danger, right? I mean, off of just a stupid street name, a color, so
a block.
Everything is relative, right? Because I remember you asked, when did we get to this point? From my perspective, it's always been like that. You know what I'm saying? So I just.
And if you want to take it back, we could take it even back to biblical.
Yeah.
Cain slew Abel.
You said what?
If you take it back, you know, and they were brothers. And think about it. If there wasn't religion, if there wasn't race back then.
It wasn't,
You know what I'm saying? There was just human being slaughtering another human being.
And Cain used a rock, not a gun. It is not the tool itself, but the heart and the intent behind the person who chooses to use that. It is the heart that is corrupted, that is evil and has a sinister intent.
Yeah.
Not the item in question.
Right.
Good point. That's what it is. Like, so to everyone's point, how do we learn to have a better heart and soul and intent, and then heal whatever pain that influences negatively? You know what I mean? Like, that's what it is. That's it right there. Like, there was ill will in that person's heart and intent. And then even growing up, the stuff that I saw in people that were harmed, the innocent people that lost their lives. So at the end of the day, I mean, no one who's innocent deserves to die. You know, now if you're like acting on certain beliefs and you're killing people, then maybe you deserve to be unalived, right? But if you're not hurting anybody, I don't think you deserve to be unalived, just straight up. So I think that's something that Sarah Wilder, if you're out there looking at this, we need you to come back, because we need some ways to help our community learn and heal. That's what I'm looking for real, straight up.
Yeah.
Well, if you're in the San Antonio area, Turning Point USA is holding a remembrance rally for Charlie Kirk at UTSA I-10 and 1604 campus tonight. That's happening right now, 1900 hours, 7 o'clock for civilians, and they're doing that. So we did 7 o'clock.
What's going on right now?
It's going on right now. Yeah, it's going on right now, and it's probably pretty big. I think it's $2.50 for parking.
Right.
Well, all I'm gonna say, I hope they have good security, man. It's just, again, it's all relative, and where we come from, when you know stuff is hot out here in these streets, make sure you beef up security. You got to be smart about it,
or stay inside.
Stay inside. Yeah,
keep real. People get killed at funerals, bro. Real shit.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm not trying to be insensitive, but Money Mitch said it on Paid in Full. Niggas die every day, B.
Yeah.
Oh, he said the N-word, yo.
I was wait.
Of course he said the
N-word. From a movie, though. That is a true quote from the movie. He said, and that's
all right.
That's the culture we come from. Like, people die every day. So it was,
and you know what I'm saying? And I'm not,
unfortunately.
Trust you.
Sorry, I didn't mean to do that. That's my bad.
It's cool.
You kind of
not in the light of his life. Yeah. But everybody is a Charlie Kirk to someone in their life.
Yeah.
Ooh. Whether what side you're sitting on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So, you know, if it's hot outside,
stay at home, man.
And if it's cold outside, get a sweater.
You know what? Like, and you know, I want to pass. That's my biggest takeaway from here, because unfortunately, just the mainstream media is what I'm going to call it. They have a way of spinning things to create even more division, and that's very unhealthy and it's unsafe. So, I'm staying inside until this thing dies down a little bit, because it's just unfortunately what I'm seeing is mainstream media fanning the flames, and that's not good for nobody. So it's just like, man,
I'm not staying inside.
Layla, hey, that's okay. You do what's good for you. It's just that I'm paranoid.
But Bobby, you're Call of Duty. It's different. You got rations, bulletproof. You good.
I'm not staying inside because this is exactly what the people who hurt Charlie want. They want us to cower. They want us to feel like we've lost, and we have not.
No, I feel that. To each their own. I turned in my bulletproof vest when I separated from the military, so I'm a little bit more cautious these days. I got my first grandbaby, so as the saying goes, do you? I'm very risk adverse. Once you start getting older and once you have kids and grandkids, I'm stepping lightly because I want to increase my probability of being here the next day. So that's just how I roll. I'm laying low right now, man.
And you know what? I think this is a good segue into our topic.
Ooh, let's do it.
Laying low, right?
Laying low. Lay low.
Think about it. You know what I'm saying? Those who worked hard through their entire life, they want to retire, right? And retirement right now, thanks to, I believe, our government, they lowered the retirement to 66.9. So 3 months lower, but hey, 3 months lower from the normal 67 to 66.9 months. It's fine by me. You know what I'm saying?
You mean years?
Nah, 66 years and 9 months as opposed to waiting until you turn 67.
Okay.
Right.
I was
you get it a few. So 3 months earlier.
3 months earlier. Yeah.
Hey, I'll take that.
You know what I'm saying?
You get up there, every month counts.
Every day count, bro.
Hey, once we hit our horns, every day and every month counts. Come on, man.
Because I'm just thinking, I'm literally like, fresh out of the emergency room with my mom.
Yeah,
74. Real. Thank God she saw 74, right?
Yeah.
And
hey, hold on.
Oh, yeah. Dropping bombs.
Yeah, mom's had me when she was 30. So me and her, you know what I'm saying? We got like, I count how, like, if I ever forget how old I am, I'm like, Mama, how old are you? Okay. Take the one, carry the two. Gotcha. But I say that to say, you know what I'm saying? It's like when retiring, right? And this is for those millennials, right? Us millennials. Think about when you're going to retire. Those who are not in the military. Think about those who will work a regular civilian life, entrepreneurial life. When do you say, you know what? It's time to hang up the cleats and go enjoy the rest of these years that I have left, right? Some people decide to go ahead and, if you have a 401k, right? You take the penalties, but you enjoy the rest of your life because God forbid, things are getting wild and it seems like it may get wilder. You feel what I'm saying? You want to enjoy your days, or you want to reinvest into something because of the fact that you know that, you probably won't be able to live off of your retirement 30 years from now.
Yeah.
Right. So you want to make some sound decisions. And I think with what's going on now, just in the economy in general, take advantage of the time, that you have. You have time. You have assets, right? If you own a house, right? And then you don't retire for another 10 years, but you're thinking about getting out the game so you can do your own thing like an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and cash out that 401k, take that penalty and invest it into some real estate property or a vacation home like Geronimo. Mm-hmm. And the good thing about that is, you know what I'm saying? That's consistent income if it's a rental property. But if it's a vacation home, then, it's still profit. It's still income. Throw it on Airbnb, Verbal, or Evolve.
Click the link in the description below. Come on now, let's go.
And make some sound decisions, because I think the traditional way of retiring is going out the door. Yeah. And you can't be traditional when it comes to your life. Why? Because it's your life. Nothing is traditional. I think that's the problem with generalization. People just think like, oh, go do this and you'll have this. Everybody learns different. Everybody lives different. Everybody thinks different. And that's what makes America so beautiful. Everybody has difference of opinions, but we find a way to make it work together. And then let's take it a little bit more. Let's pin it down to you. What are you good at, and what are you good at your job, to the point where you may say, you know what? I may want to go ahead and open my own coffee shop because I brew a good cup of coffee for this company over here in Seattle, and I don't know the owner. But they let me set up this 401k pension that I had for 20 years, and I got some equity in my home, and I can open up a coffee shop. I can teach people, and I can pretty much just go into my shop once a week, have my coffee in my own brew, and still get the dividends like others. See, we got to change because millennials, we the ones are the risk takers, right? We the ones who turn away from the job with nothing but that we make things work. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And let's be honest, we need more of those right now because gas is high. Everything is going up. Everything is going up, and it's supposed to, right?
All
the
the way
better
up.
quality of life, you're gonna pay a little bit more. Taxes gonna go up, you pay a little bit more.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And then when you get the education to learn the loopholes, you got to pay to find that information so you can be able to what? Save a little more.
Mhm.
All the things that I'm saying is don't live your life on a generalization. We talk about sometimes education could be advanced in certificates instead of degrees. We talk about people who take the traditional route of working. They work from home instead of working into a 9 to 5. You know, remember 9 to 5 was Monday through Friday. There's 70% of the workforce that's actually working Saturdays and Sundays now. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the
Yeah.
generalization, we need to go ahead and broaden that thing up and try to get creative with what you want your life to look like past the years you're tired of clocking in. Think about it.
Yeah.
Bobby, give me some feedback. Am I making sense or am I talking to my screen?
So 2 points. One, I like that you had talked about using like equity in your home to purchase like a rental property, have your money make you money. That's good. That's what we would call residual income, right? And secondly, you made another point that I like that I had wanted to say. Having differences isn't always a bad thing. You can embrace those differences, and together, this person has one idea and this person has another, but together we should be able to come to some sort of collective point where we can find an agreement on something and rebuild communities based off of those differences. It's not always a bad thing. It can be a good thing if they're embraced correctly.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Diversity of thought, man, is what builds successful businesses. Got to have diversity of thought. I like that.
Right on. Dr. Poole, being that you're an entrepreneur yourself, very successful, by the way, and living the Pooley life. Go ahead and give us some feedback on what I just said.
Before you start, I got a question for you, Dr. Poole.
Sure.
Are you feeling kind of swimmingly?
Yes, absolutely. Yes, especially in the sweltering heat. All right, that's the word for the day. Sweltering.
Okay.
But I think that for me personally, retirement sounds nice. That's the main crux of what we're talking about, right? Retirement.
Yes, sir.
So I have the type of job where I don't necessarily have to retire. Like there are a lot of guys in my business that once they hit 60s, 70s, they're doing this just for the aerobics of it and the health of going out in the sun and getting exercise. So even though I would take retirement, I would still probably continue to do work as just like a hobby and making money on the side, for my health in this particular field. Otherwise, it's all about getting experience through programs and talking to people, because if you don't know anything about saving for your retirement or what programs that you need to apply for or how to set yourself up with like savings accounts or Roth IRAs to where you don't necessarily have to have worries when you get to retirement, it'll set you up better. So don't be afraid to go and ask for advice and help, even if you're in your 20s. It's never right. It's never too young to start saving for your retirement.
Nope. Not at all. To that point, you're not at all, man. I would say, if you haven't, get started reading Rich Dad Poor Dad. I read that late in life. I was close to my 30s, and I didn't even start thinking about trying to like be set up for retirement until I was close to 30, man. So I was late in the game. So I was playing catch up, man. Like I would urge anyone to ask themselves first, what type of lifestyle do you want at a certain, whatever age you consider retirement, right?
Right.
What does that lifestyle look like? How much does it cost? And how much do you have to have in residual income to maintain that lifestyle, right? I think that's really where it needs to start, because what you said, Corey, earlier, that whole traditional retirement, that thing been gone for at least 20, 30 years. It's gone. Ain't no more retirement pension packages like our grandparents had, because it's not economical for businesses. And that we're all entrepreneurs here, right? And I understand why businesses don't want to offer pension packages. You know what I mean? So that's gone. Maybe 401k, IRA, choose your poison, right? But as millennials, the younger millennials have more time than what we have, right? I would recommend look at the different strategies that you can get into to get the residual income you need to be able to live that retirement lifestyle, right? I remember when I had a chance to when I got a chance to run around people in direct selling, I learned about all these concepts. That's when I found out about Rich Dad, Poor Dad and stuff like that, and all these different methods to try to be set up for retirement. And the biggest thing I learned is those that are set up for life long term, they have at least 5 to 7 streams of residual income. And when I learned that had been my mission ever since then. And so that's what I've been working on. I think right now, when it comes to residual income, I'm sitting at about 4 sources of residual income right now. So in essence, if I'm gonna max it out, I need 3 more. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think you can max out residual incomes. You know why? Because they're all IPAs, income and producing assets, right? And they don't take time away from you. The thing about it is,
residual is different than passive.
Okay, my bad. Passive
is something that doesn't take time. I use the words intentfully with residual, because residual you may still have to put some action in, because even real estate, right? Real estate is not passive unless you've hired a management company for you, but then you still have to engage with the management company that you hired. So that's not passive. You know what I mean? So I always watch the words, because I used to think that too. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get in real estate, it's gonna be passive. Ain't nothing passive about it. No. I've done so much work myself to save money, and even if I have to call a contractor and manage that contractor and make sure they get the job done right, that's not passive. Still residual income, but I had to actively do something to get that income, right? But that's what I learned, and that's been the formula I've been chasing, is trying to get those 5 to 7 sources of residual income. Passive is possible. I do have 2 sources of passive income, so that helps me. And just we all family right here, man. The way I'm set up, I don't really have to work. I could be retired if I wanted to, but if I was just to live off those 2 sources of passive income I have, I wouldn't have the quality of life that I really want to have. So that's why I still work a 9-to-5 job. And on top of that 9-to-5 job, I still have the 2 other, actually I have 5 sources of income right now. So 4 residual sources of income and 1 job I actually go to, right? But where I'm at right now is it's not even about me. It's about what can I build up so I could pass on to the next generations. And I think that's something that people need to consider when they're planning for that retirement plan. Do you want that retirement plan just to fund your life, or would you be able to fund your life and actually continue paying for your life when you're not able to move around as much, right? Because that day may come, you know? And do you also want to have that fund your life and then be able to pass on to your next generations? That's what's on my mind and how I move right now.
And I know a few specialists that I reached out to, and they're willing to come on to the show, but and we're going to have them on there because of the fact that there are so many other ways that we don't discuss as certain communities. Like I'm gonna say, like the urban communities, right? We don't even have life insurance, most of us, right? Which life insurance is very important, and some life insurance can help you accumulate wealth, right? And then there's we don't understand how stocks work. We just don't. We understand like get a job, pay the bills, get good credit. We don't even understand what, you know what I'm saying? But we don't understand how to use our credit. Like a lot of millionaires that I've watched, even Cody Sanchez, she said something very, very smart. She was like, the wealth, they have debt, but they have good debt. And they use that good debt to accumulate more wealth. Yeah. And those are conversations we need to talk about, because I didn't get my first credit card till I was like 28. But I had my first home, you know what I'm saying? Like I would say 5 years, around the same time. But I didn't use it till like 3 or 4 years later. And it was $20,000 because of the fact that I took my credit card. I took my credit and I built it. And people don't understand those things too. So we're going to start giving you guys news that you can use, and not only just for now, but for your future. So you can come back and look at the videos that we're talking about to help you guys, because real talk, that's what our channel is for. So if you're looking to learn how to be a benefit to yourself and your future self, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and tell a friend, because we're going to be giving you that information that's going to change your destination. Talk to us, Millennial Mindset. My brother from another mother who's swimming in poolies. What you got on the agenda today, bro? Because I think he's running up next, right?
Actually, it's the veteran topic. That's up.
Yeah, that's on Gmo, man.
That was a good
one thing. Before we switch topics, though, I do want to just share something that I learned, because we're the three of us are older millennials on this show. One of us is still a baby millennial. But for those of you that may be having kids and grandchildren, what I started doing for my daughter, and then eventually I'll do it for my granddaughter. Someone said it. You're never too young to start saving. Something I learned is as soon as they're born, I'm getting them that whole life policy, the max one I could get. So that way, once they get 18, that they're guaranteed a cash value that they could then take and invest in something else that can also, create profit, right? I didn't learn about that strategy until, like I said, I was close to my 30s, man. That's just something that I want to kind of plant and give someone something to walk away from. If you're a younger millennial, or even if you're a Gen Z person that stumbles upon this video and like, what the hell are these old people talking about? Maybe consider that.
let me. I know he's gonna switch, but let me tag on to that too. Make sure that you keep your credit good, so when they turn 16, you get them a credit card, but you don't use it. The reason why? Because of the fact when they turn 18, their credit will be shot up. Long as if you're at a 720 and you get them a credit card in their name, or you get them you get them a credit card under you, then it helps build their credit ratio. And right off the bat, when they turn 18, if you got that whole life policy insurance and you have a 720 credit score, you can say, son, daughter, let's go apartment building shopping.
720. Why are we gonna set the bar so low, dog? We need 800. Hey, it's the 800 club over here, fam.
Okay,
hey, go for that 800. Hey, come on now.
Look,
the moves you could use. Nah, we're not gonna set that low bar now. We need that 800 credit score now.
Well, 800. Okay, 800. But the bare minimum is 720.
Yeah.
Minimum is 790, sir. Come on now. We got to, because if you raise that standard, they will make themselves rise up to that occasion.
Well, okay, so the parents need to have that standard, so they can be able.
Parents out
when
there.
When the kids come out fresh out of 18 and they have good credit history because they was on their mother's credit card or father's credit card that they didn't max out, that they paid on time, they paid off, they're gonna have a good credit trade line, so they can be able to take that good credit score, take that whole life term, and then get if you put it down, be smart, put it under the trust so you can borrow against it and then still gain interest, and then you go buy you some property. That's news you can use.
For sure. Speaking of which, I want to share this. Shout out to my son DK out there, man. He's the one that he taught me a lot of stuff. I actually learned a lot about credit from my son because he's like really into that. And a few years ago, he showed me some like different credit hacking stuff to like get the benefits, and then just pay it off and leave it alone, right? So I put him on a couple of my credit cards. I got all my kids on my credit cards, so they can boost their credit scores. So excellent advice. And I don't mind spending more time here. I'll cut my segment short just because this is good information, man. That could really help people out. So good stuff, man. That's what's up. But now we'll switch to the veteran topic, man. This was good stuff, man. This was definitely good stuff, man. But last week, we remembered 9/11. And that it didn't even occur to me on last week's episode to bring that up, mainly because I was sick. I wasn't in the right frame of mind, but I'm feeling better now. But for the veterans of this show, right? I just kind of wanted to ask you, Bobby. We'll start with you. Where were you, and what do you remember was going on in your life when 9/11 happened?
I was in the 8th grade science class at Rogers Middle School.
Who told you there was a baby millennial in here?
It was in 8th grade. I had friends who this is when Brooks Air Force Base was still here in San Antonio. Brooks Air Force Base is disbanded for a long time now, but before it used to be here. And I had a close friend whose mom was in the Air Force, and I had gone to their house on base a couple of times and hung out with them and stuff. And so I remember seeing the yellow school buses roll up in the front, and I saw the kids who their family was, or mom and dad were in the military. They were taken out of school immediately and taken to the base.
Oh wow. So let me ask you this: did that influence the decision to join the military at all?
It did. Yep, it did. And it's interesting that you mentioned 9/11, because when we went to basic training, you meet people not from the United States, you meet people from all over the world who have come to join the military. And I remember there was one soldier, I don't know his first name because we don't really talk about each other's first names, but his last name was Yermakov. Yermakov was full-on Russian. He spoke decent English, but he had a heart and he had a passion for the United States, because he was in Manhattan the day of the day of 9/11. He remembered seeing it firsthand, and he wanted to be a part, whatever that looked like, to stop that from happening and spreading across the world and coming back here to the homeland. So you got to meet other people whose stories impacted how we look at the world.
Wow.
And it gives you a sense of pride. Somebody who wasn't even from here loved the United States enough to say, I want to stand for something bigger than
what's up. What's the last name again?
Yermakov.
Hey man, that one's for you, man. Come on now. Hopefully you good. You're doing good out there wherever you are, man. If you catch this, that's what's up, man. It all this time of year always brings back memories. So I was in my second year of active duty when 9/11 happened, and it's crazy because 2 years before that, when I made my decision to enlist in the Air Force, we were in the peacetime. It's been pretty peaceful since the Gulf War, the first one. So I'm like, what's the chances something's gonna happen? I'll just go ahead and join. 2 years later, it popped off. So but I tell you what, as someone that was serving when it happened, dude, we were ready. Like you did not have to ask anyone to deploy. Everyone was ready to deploy. I remember soon as I long story short, I watched the second plane hit on the news. And when I realized it was real, I was like, oh, holy guacamole, right? I grabbed my deployment bag because we always had to have our deployment bags ready. By the time we got the call, I was already suited up, booted up, ready to go. Because I'm like, it's on and cracking. You know what I mean? You just hit.
It's what you signed up for.
It's what we signed up for, baby. Like you gonna hit the home turf? Oh, it's on. Yeah. I did not deploy on that first wave. Because they had to leave some people back to make sure the base was good to go. But a couple of my friends went on that first wave, and I actually got hit a couple of years later. But the one thing I do want to share that I remember, as painful and hurtful and as dark as that was, there was something beautiful that came out of that, man. That was the only time in my whole entire life I had experienced like unity in this nation ever. Like I had never seen like just about everybody I encountered for a few years that they were proud to be American, man.
Yeah, it lasted for quite some time because
it did.
Because that was 2000. That was 2001.
2001. Yep.
2007. No,
That's when I joined.
2006. I went to New York for me and my wife's 30th birthday because we wanted, she wanted to go to New York because that's one of the places she's always wanted to go through.
Yeah.
And it was one of the most friendliest places I've ever been. More friendlier than LA. We get on the A train and people was like, "Oh, you from Cali? Okay, this is where you're gonna go." You know what I'm saying? I didn't get a chance to go to see the towers, but my auntie, my sister and my wife, they took pictures of everything because it was still like an emotional sight.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah.
My wife was like, you could feel the heaviness when you were there.
Yeah.
Right. And she took pictures of it and everything around there because I don't think the area where they were building like the spots where they were, now the attraction is a lot nicer and cleaned up more so. It wasn't as cleaned up as then because it was a lot that happened.
It was a lot. Yeah.
But it was like so united, right? New York City was like so united. And I felt that. You're right. It was like that time of year. It was just different. You know what I'm saying? It was unity in the air.
Yeah, I felt it across the whole country. I mean, because everywhere I went for training and stuff like that, what you described, I saw and felt. I mean, and even at the time where I was stationed at, I was stationed at Vandenberg Air Force Base. Now it's Space Force Base, but back then, even because that area is not known, California in general is not known to be very pro-military at all. Not like North Carolina, where there's Fort Bragg and there's military days and businesses shut down for a military parade, right? It's not like San Antonio, Military City, USA, right? Where there's always pride in the military. Not so much in California, all up and down the state, right? But where we were at, dude, there was people just waving American flags. They would stand out the base and honk the horn for you and clap for you. Like, it was different. Yeah. It was different. And this was a sense of pride that just, I always ask, how do we get that, but without having to have something dramatic or traumatic happen in order to get that? You know what I mean? Like, that's always been the link.
I gotta hit you with something. Just real quick, and I'll be done with it. I'm not gonna be done. I just wanted to say something real quick.
You ain't gonna be done.
But in order for you to have a beautiful baby, you gotta have the 9 months of pain.
Ooh, man, my goodness. Okay, I don't even know what to say after that. But good point. Good.
I mean, the whole thing ain't painful. Pieces of it.
Okay, no. I get. Look. I'm not saying.
I'm well aware.
Right. I know. Of course you are. You're a mother. Beautiful.
I'm not arguing with the woman on this one.
Not arguing with that.
No, but I'm just thinking like, even a flower takes time to blossom.
Yeah.
From the seed that's buried in the dirt / soil. So, you know what I'm saying? We gotta dig deep. We were talking about roots, right? Roots.
I see how you brought that back.
You feel me? In order for that tree to grow and not destroy the curb like we see in LA, if you don't dig up them roots, them bad roots, you just really gonna not have something so pretty and beautiful until you do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Good point.
Good point. A scar and a scab, bro. Two different things. A scab, open wound, barely healing. But if you leave it alone enough, but you tender, you spend some time with it, it'll heal. The scar reminds you of what was there, but it's healed.
It's healed. Ooh, good point.
Right now, we're almost like a scabby nation.
Somebody keep picking at that scab, man, because we haven't healed yet, man. Unfortunately. What were you gonna say, Bobby? Because I felt like you had something. I don't want to lose it.
When you go to other parts of the world outside the United States, people don't look at your skin color like we do here. You're either American or you're not.
Good point. Good point. Good point. Excellent point.
It's just something I was thinking about. People are like, "Oh, wait, okay, you're with them, so you're one of them."
You're one of them, regardless
one
of
them.
Great point. Every time I was overseas, it was like that. Oh, you're an American.
Oh, you're an American.
So you're saying that they don't hate a particular race in America. It's just all Americans as a whole.
Pretty much.
Yeah,
I was like, it does depend on where you go.
White, black, Asian, whatever, Asian American, you American, they either like you because you're American or they don't like you because you're American. Yeah.
But truly, there are places you go where there's hella racism. And they're open about it too. They'll let you know we don't serve you here specifically.
Yeah. I mean, places like that here in the US, unfortunately.
One downtown still exists.
Yeah. So I got a question for you, Dr. Poole. The transition is to the millennial moment, right?
Yeah.
So Bobby and I, we kind of talked about 9/11 from a veteran's perspective, right? But that's kind of more so from a veteran's perspective. I wanted you to kind of share thoughts from just a civilian, someone who never served as a millennial. How do you think 9/11 impacts millennials that never served in the military?
Yeah. Well, when talking to millennials about 9/11, it's important to remember that in our experience, it's unique. We were the last generation to have a collective thought process of what life was like before 9/11. Also, we were young enough to have our formative years and worldview shaped by the event itself and its aftermath. And its long-term effects extend. I'm sorry, what?
I said, great point.
Yeah, man, and its long-term effects expand beyond memory. Like millennials came up during an age with wars with Iraq and Afghanistan, shaping our views on government, right? Foreign policy, with the TSA Act and the Patriot Act and everything. It introduced millennials to a world where privacy and freedom are often balanced against security. And it's like a collective response and sense of unity in the wake of the attacks, particularly the outpouring of community spirit and public service. It's left a lasting impression. This experience is often cited for the reason for millennial generation's strong emphasis on public service and civil engagement. And as I was doing some research for this topic, I had some questions that came to mind as I was writing this stuff down. And I just wanted to ask you guys a couple questions. Like, in each of you guys, I would love your answers. But do you feel that the U.S. has changed for the better or worse in the years since 9/11?
Corey,
I'll start at Corey and then go clockwise.
Yeah. I want to hear Corey's take on that.
Being that my uncle who passed away around COVID, his brother died in 9/11.
Oh, wow. Condolences.
Thank you. When you say, are we better as a people to each other, or are we better as a country?
Do you think that the country itself is better or worse than it was since 9/11?
I would say better. The reason being because of the fact that 9/11 did bring people together who still feel like we're still together in that. You know what I'm saying? 9/11, bro. Let me just tell you where I was. I was in Circuit City working. And when TVs and everything was all around us. And when them towers hit, it was on every display, right? I seen white people cry. I seen black people cry. We had Armenians in there and they were crying. Indians in there, they were crying. And I'm like, I started to cry. So, and on that level, we didn't know what was happening. We don't know who hit the towers.
Yeah.
We just thought planes hit the tower. This is unreal.
Yeah.
But it's real.
Mm-hmm.
So for us to be able to still have friends outside of our cultures, yes. we're better.
What about you, G? What do you think?
Are we better or worse as a country? I kind of have to agree with Corey. You made a good point, and I've seen it with our generation, the millennials, and even the younger millennials. And I don't know if 9/11 had something to do with it, but I have seen us as a whole be more open and tolerant with one another. For example, I used to always use the R word, which I will not say, but we would just use it as a slang. We didn't really nothing by it. But I remember I used to say it before, and another millennial would correct me like, "Hey man, you can't say that. That's offensive." I'm like, "Wait, what?" But I don't mean it that way. It's just stuff like that to where I got checked several times on certain bad habits, maybe bad phrasings, right? That could be offensive to where I had to kind of like check myself and tweak certain things to where I know that started. I noticed that starting to happen after 9/11. I don't know if that's what caused it, but I've seen progression. I've seen progression as a whole in this country. Yeah.
How about you, Bobby?
There's pros and cons to everything that happens. I think that we could talk about the unity piece of it. But the one con that I think that came out of it, where you kind of hit the nail on the head when you were talking about freedom, and you said freedom and something else and how it was aligned with security. And with the Patriot Act coming out of this, I think a lot of people don't realize how much of their freedom they've given up because of how much we're watched digitally. No, I'm serious.
Yeah.
No,
We don't realize some of the
everyone.
freedoms we've given up because of that, you know?
Well,
To that point, because I had a unique perspective on that, and the reason why I have a unique perspective on that is because of my role in the military doing cybersecurity. I had to report on that. For every base I was at, I had to do a report that was called a FISMA report that was directly tied into that and was a direct result of 9/11. And I can share this because it's unclassified, but the FISMA Act of 2001 was a direct result of 9/11. And long story short, there were findings that different agencies had different bits and pieces of information that where if they would have had a way to collaborate all collectively through aggregation, something may have been able to be done. It's all speculation. We don't know for sure, but the FISMA Act was passed directly out of that, so that way different government agencies could communicate better in the future and try to prevent that from happening again. Patriot was kind of a pillar in that, right? And
Okay.
From my perspective, right, as someone who had to work on teams that had to try to stop the bad guys from getting in on the cyber realm, it's one of those things to where I think through the chaos, the country acts protect us. And I think the government did the best thing they could, the best way they knew how to protect people, which may have been a little intrusive. And again, it was chaos. It was what can you do, right? People were saying protect us. I did.
Yeah.
Which means I had to listen to not me. I'm just saying as the country, I'm listening to everybody for key trigger flag words. So I'm trying to identify terrorists. But then when it came out, your boy, I'm not gonna say his name because a lot of us in the military cyber community, we don't like him, but someone leaked all that information to where the country found out. And now he lives in Russia. But that's that debate. Was he wrong for doing it? But it was. I know there's perspectives on one side of the coin. People asked to be protected. This was done to protect the people, but then it was leaked and people found out that this was being done, and then a lot of people got pissed. So it's like, I'm kind of like, which one is it? Do you want the protection or do you want your privacy? It's really what it comes down to.
Can I say something real quick?
Mm-hmm.
I respect the Patriot Act. I didn't have shit to be scared of because I wasn't doing shit for them to do. So you take, you're going to keep me safe and you're listening to my calls, fine. You're going to know I call my mama every day. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You weed out the bad apples, you find the bad seeds so they don't get planted.
I mean, there was I mean, maybe you may find some ratchetness in some of my older conversations back then, but outside of a little bit of ratchetness, there was nothing on me that you was gonna get me for. So I had no problem with it.
For me, just kind of getting back to the topic, like, you know, because a lot of that stuff you guys are just talking about, man, I don't even know what you guys are talking about. Like, you guys lost me about 2 minutes ago. I know that it's important, you know, like, because of the Patriot Act and all that stuff. Like, I didn't read any of that. I don't know anything about that stuff, man.
Oh, you don't remember that?
But
that was
I know that
what was that? I forgot it. Anyway, that's the whole thing.
The only thing I remember mostly in my impact with 9/11 was the fact that it didn't reach LA. When I was told that there was a plane headed towards LA, then I worried a little bit. But as far as is America itself better or worse off since 9/11, I think that it's been a roller coaster. I think, yes, it was brought together after 9/11, but it was separated very quickly with an election. And then from there, it's up and down, you know. But no matter where you look at it from, once you start bringing in elections and new presidents, that's an automatic divide in America. So I think that it's been better, but we've had some really struggling times too. But another question I had, I know we're running short on time, is how has the internet and social media, which were in their infancy in 2001, changed on how we as a society process and remember major events like this? Which I think, you know, Geronimo, you spent some time talking about how, like, it's affected you in a way that it's in the Patriot Act and on the government side. But as far as the social side, what do you think on the social, like, media side? You feel that how do you feel in it's being recorded, I guess? Yeah.
I'll let Bobby go first on this one.
So how the historic event is being recorded and how we're viewing it on social media, correct?
Yeah, pretty much. Like the internet and social media, which were in their infancy, how's it changed? It's just, we as a society process and remember major events like this, you know. And
it has changed because now that everybody has cell phones and all of us have access at our fingertips, you no longer have to go and look for a standalone computer somewhere and try to look up in chat rooms and talk with other people. You can firsthand see things live now. And you can see them from different views and perspectives based on where cameras are in people's hands. Similar to the Charlie Kirk incident, you had people like 10 feet away from him who caught everything firsthand compared to views from other individuals, and they're all going to give you a similar account as to what happened, but they're all going to be feeling and perceiving what happened differently. And so people are going to be sharing those events. I think that as far as social media is concerned, you know, we bring up the realm of artificial intelligence. So there's also a lot of fake videos out there too.
Good
so
point.
It could also be hindering to truly live information that people should know of, whereas people can also distort it using AI images or sounds or whatever, and it can completely distort the entire story, period. I think it's a bit of a slippery slope, if you ask me.
I see that point. For me, the changes that I've seen was back then when that happened, I was a young adult, right? And we weren't talking about it like this. We were talking about it face to face. There was still a lot more human interaction going on. Matter of fact, social media wasn't even out yet. Not back then. I think we had like the chat rooms. Matter of fact, MySpace wasn't even out yet. This is before MySpace. I mean, we did have chat rooms, but I didn't own a computer back then. So we were talking like anyone that you talked about it either face to face or you were calling people, just checking. Hey, you at home? I remember because my mom used to work downtown. I remember I called to check on her, and I do remember her saying that they were evacuating all of the high rises downtown. And I've heard through other people that I served in the military with, there's cities that had downtowns were evacuating too, man. But there was no social media, man. So to Bobby's point, I think more people are kind of glued to their phones. That's kind of how they communicate and react and talk about it amongst each other. Versus back then, it was all like real life interaction, either face to face or over the phone.
Right. What about you, Corey?
I don't know.
You pass? No,
No, I don't want to pass. I don't
don't
pass.
pass.
Repeat the question one more time.
Yeah, man. Do you think that the events of 9/11 and its impact is being influenced more is it being influenced more on social media and the internet now? I guess is the question, ultimately.
Yeah. So, with social media, we got access, right? So we got access. The only thing about it is,
how does it make you remember? Like, how does it help you process and remember it?
It sometimes it triggers the fact that emotional situations. That's it. You know what I'm saying? My uncle lost his brother, and this is one of my favorite uncles. You know what I'm saying? Who passed away. So I'm always sincere about the people who've lost someone in there. Yeah. And then I'm always thinking about, I didn't realize there were so many people that were going to the site to help people. They died from causes. They didn't get the right treatment, not because they didn't, because they didn't know what they suffered from. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it gave us more awareness of life. You know what I'm saying? And be more precious about the things, you know what I'm saying, that people deal with. But and social media, you may find somebody who, that a support group, right?
Yeah.
On social media, that 9/11 support
point.
group.
Yeah.
So I think it helped, because sometimes people can't find their tribe locally. But if they can find their tribe and they can be able to get an hour or two a day on the phone, social media, to be like, hey, how y'all doing today? You know what I'm saying? I know today is a triggering day for you guys. Just let you know we standing with you. If you need to talk to somebody, we're here. So I think social media in that aspect has helped it.
Okay. Now, I just want to kind of end this with one statement from J.K. Rowling. And then just one last question, because this was something she famously wrote after the 9/11 attack. And everybody knows J.K. Rowling and her Harry Potter. It's kind of equal with millennialism. If we didn't grow up reading the books, we're at least reading the books to our kids now. So she says, and this is in our belief. Don't hold us. This is what she said. If you believe free speech is for you, but not your political opponents, you're a liberal. If no contrary evidence could change your beliefs, you're a fundamentalist. If you believe the state should punish those with contrary views, you're a totalitarian. And if you believe political opponents should be punished with violence or death, you're a terrorist. And so with 9/11 happening, nobody really talked to me about 9/11 after it happened. Nobody really processed it with me. There were no groups that I was able to go to and express my grief or anything other than just casual conversations that I had with my friends. I got a call from my buddy Sean Chavez, Beta Phi Psi. He told me that a plane might be on its way towards LA, and that's how I heard about this whole thing. And after it happened, nobody really sat down and explained it to me. And we were only 19 years old. 20 years old when this happened. So I wanted to ask you guys, did you guys have any parents or other adults in your life that helped talk to you about the attacks and how it would change the world? Or did you guys not really have anybody explain it to you at all?
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead, bro.
No, I never thought about it like that till you just brought it up. No one in my family ever talked about it, ever. I was in a unique position because I was in the military. I kind of understand why it happened. Don't agree with it, of course, at all. But you gotta, as they say, the wise man looks at it from the lens of their adversary, right? So looking through the lens of our adversary, I understand why they did it. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it's America, baby. So you come at us. I've had peers that we talked about it and we understand amongst each other, but no, I've never had any conversations with any of my elders in my family or anyone in my family, period.
How about you guys? Bobby, Corey?
So I was still in 8th grade. I don't remember my parents talking about it, but it would have been nice because when you're what was I 14?
Yeah, well, young millennials. I forget
Like
about the.
I was like
Yeah.
14 when this happened, and I'm sitting over here watching people jumping out of buildings. I remember, even though I didn't know those people, I didn't need to. I saw fellow Americans dying. I saw people falling. I heard the stories. You know, you could see it through the TV. You could feel the anguish for those individuals, and that's a hard
Yeah.
pill to swallow. But it would probably have been nice if my parents did sit us down and said, "Hey, this is what's happened. You know, this is what we know, and you're gonna probably hear a lot. You're gonna see a lot, but you know, this is how we're gonna move forward, basically, and like take some leadership." But no, that
Right.
wasn't happening.
Nah.
I'm gonna keep it real with you, bro. My family, we didn't talk about much. To them, it was another Tuesday.
Huh.
I mean, like my peers in Circuit City, like I said, we all had to feel that because it was on display.
Yeah, you had all those screens
You
up.
know what I'm saying? It was very heavy. Now that I
Yeah.
feel, if I was to sit down and think about how I felt at that time, 2001, all those strangers became my friends in that day.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
Yep.
and it stayed that way till I left there. But as far as like having somebody in my family to talk to me about it, to them, the way we were connected, it's not like that in my household. But in that household, it was just another Tuesday, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. And yeah.
Well,
think-
all right. I guess
ahead.
the best way to try and end this, is on an uplifting note is that although, we necessarily didn't have necessarily the necessary information probably to help us process this, it's definitely steps that we can take in our lives to not allow that to happen for future generations.
Yeah.
And so we definitely need to remember and study history so that we don't allow certain things to repeat itself, because time and time again, there have been things that have tried to destroy humanity, and we can't let that happen, y'all.
Nah, for real. I agree with that, man. A great way to close that off. And I think as millennials, one of the reasons why we kind of started the whole movement of being able to express ourselves and being open to go get therapy is because the previous generations didn't do that with us. And I think we reached a point to where like, no, it's okay to talk about this, right? So that way we can work through the pain, learn, like Corey said earlier, so then we can know what remedies are out there so we can heal. Excellent point you brought that up, man, because when he asked it, I'm like, my household was like that too. We didn't really talk about too much, man. We had to fend for ourselves and kind of have to figure it out when it came to emotional issues, right?
Yeah.
So, and to that point, moving into, we're talking about teaching, right? Teaching the younger generations so they can have a bit more resiliency, right? What I want the younger generations to have is resilient pockets. We opened up this show talking about preparing for retirement, and someone said, I think it was Corey, I think it was Donald, you're never too young to save. But,
man.
and, right?
Spend.
Hey, man. But in order to save, you got to make some money first. Bobby, how can we teach these kids how to, one, make the money so they can save the money? The floor is yours, ma'am.
So this segment I'm calling the heart of the hustle. This is our parenting topic for this week, the heart of the hustle. Finding your, like what we've talked about on the show, it's finding your why. Why do we do what we do daily? Who do we do it for? Why do we need to continue this? What do we strive for? And so as parents, this isn't just talking to your kids, it's actually walking in the footsteps of what it means to be resilient, to have self-discipline, to be bold, to be courageous, and to be called up whenever that time comes. So initially, whenever we're wanting to teach our children, hey, the key, what are the key motivators that's going to keep you tapped into what your future goals are? And that's building resilience. So whenever you get knocked down 9 times, you get back up 10. You keep pushing forward, you keep moving in. Your knees are going to get dirty. You stand back up, you wipe them off, and you keep pushing it. This is where that heart of that hustle comes in, and finding your why and learning how to accept no's. You might get 100 no's before you get one yes, but that one yes will be worth it. That one yes will keep you motivated, but understanding how to deal with setbacks so that you can be set up later for what that looks like, so you can be a walking, talking example of what resiliency looks like. And I'm pretty sure that at this point in our life, we've all done it. I've gone to job interviews where I feel like I killed it, but I was passed up. And that's a hard pill to swallow. But you know what? Let's talk about that stuff to our kids. Let's let them know, hey, I did not fail you, but I do feel this a certain way, but rest assured, you can trust that I will be making sure that you're still taken care of, that you're well taken care of, and talking with your kids on what setbacks look like for us in our life so they can see, because kids aren't dumb. They know when you've had a bad day. You can play all you want, but kids feel it. When Charlie Kirk passed away, my daughter Grace, she came to me, she's like, do you want a hug? Because she could see I was watching the videos and I was crying. And this past Thursday, after I made dinner, I eat really quickly. The kids laugh at me, but it's because it's probably the military and me. I'm the last one to sit down at the table, baby, and I'm the first one done. Everybody sit down talking. I'm like, bro, I'm here to eat. But if you follow me on social media, you see that I sent out a heartfelt post. And this past week, if you follow the show, you know I'm very conservative. My values, I'm very Christian. We live in a faith-based household. And I'm not going to be apologetic at all about that. If I offend you, then I do. Oh, well. So we talked about what happened to Charlie Kirk, because the kids would always hear us play his videos. So when we talked about him, they knew who we were talking about. While I didn't show them the video because they don't need to see that trauma, we talked about what does it look like to, and this ties in with the heart of the hustle, is building resilience and that self-discipline. So we talk to the kids, hey, Ezekiel 41 says this, Ephesians 6 says this. When you talk about putting on the whole armor of God before you walk out, what does this look like for being a Christian in today's world? And making sure that you stand bold and stand courageous, even if you're all alone. It's okay. And because of what Charlie Kirk stood for, it resonated within my soul. And I want to share that with my kids, to be bold and be courageous. And you know, a quick funny segment. I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan, baby. I bleed silver and blue. But you know what? I'm a Cowboys fan when they win. I'm a Cowboys fan when they lose. And when they win in overtime yesterday. Anyways, when you put on a Dallas Cowboys jersey and you go places, we're good. Like, we get mocked. We get laughed at and be like, oh, you're still on that bandwagon, blah, blah, blah. Like, we get hate. It's sometimes the same way as being a Christian. You go places and they know who you are based on how you represent yourself. And just being who we're called to be can stir some other folks' feelings. And that's okay. I'm okay with that. But you know what? When we get knocked back down, we're going to stand back up, because while one soldier may be taken out, there's going to be an army, quote unquote, that the voice is going to be amplified 1,000 times over. And learning how to carry your torch when the light goes out temporarily. Teaching that self-discipline. This is what we do. This is how we do it. Establishing routines. When my husband and I first got together, he'd be like, man, how do you manage your time? Like, I don't know. I kind of think it's the military in me. I'm very scheduled. You will not catch Bobby late for church, because that's not what I do. I manage my time well to make sure I leave at a certain time to get where I need to be at a certain time. That could just be the military in me. If Geronimo, I know you're feeling me, right? If you're 10 minutes early, you're on time. If you're on time, you are late. You know, teaching your kids, establishing schedules, staying in routine. These are all good things that build those resilient blocks.
Yeah.
Having that foundation of what structure looks like. Structure is such a good thing. I think that
Love structure.
I do too. And as kids get older, I hear people tell me like, "Oh my gosh, you sound like such a strict mom." Like, no, my house is very structured, and that's not a bad thing. You look at it as a negative thing, as if my children don't have freedom. They do. They in fact do. It just looks a little bit different than how you view freedom. But because I'm here to be your mother, I am not here to be your friend. You have 100 friends. You got one mom. That's it. There's going to come a time, and establish those boundaries. That's a good part of self-discipline. Establish those boundaries because I love you. Because I love you, I'm here to be your mom. But trust, there's going to be a day in your life, you and I will be best friends, but today is not the day. And that's okay. It might hurt your feelings. That don't mean I don't love you, but there's got to be a boundary line there. Setting that boundary, what that looks like. And that's a healthy boundary to have. I'm not your friend.
Yeah.
I'm your parent.
When you talked about discipline and structure, what I learned, and I talked about it earlier, like I started learning about these concepts of success, and because this all builds up to what we started with planning for retirement, right? Mm-hmm. Every successful person I look up to, the 50 Cents, you name it, the Bill Gates, they all have routines, they have habits, they have structure, they have discipline. Who was there was someone that I followed that's in the business world, an entertainer who's also an entrepreneur, and I can't remember who it was, but they said they're in bed by like 9 o'clock and they're up by 4, and they're doing it over again. They're already a millionaire, but there's still that strict regiment and routine. And everyone that I mentioned, the Bill Gates, et cetera, they all say the same thing. Yeah. Well, I wonder why people will kind of come at you, Bobby, be like, oh, why are you so strict on those kids? I'm like, but that's what the rich people do. Like, don't you want them to model that rich behavior? You know what I mean? Like,
I want my children to be successful. I don't want them to be relying on handouts for things or be constantly like, yo, can I get $10 for gas? No. This is the hustle. Yeah. This is where you learn to get your knees dirty. It is okay to have hands. It is okay to have talent. This is where that resilience is going to come in, learning how to accept what that looks like, but getting back up again when you get knocked back down.
I'm going to take it a step further. I don't want my kids living under a bridge. I'm just keeping it real, man. I'm just keeping it real. The alternative of not hustling and not being, resilient is being on the streets. You know what I mean? Straight up. Yeah. Like, we got to say it, like, because if you don't, and I always tell my kids, oh yeah, you don't want to learn how to hustle? You don't want to learn from me? Well, I hope you're not homeless.
You said, hope you're not homeless.
Straight up.
One of the best compliments I received recently was actually from my 16-year-old daughter, because she and I have a lot of big girl talks. She's coming up to that point where she wants to be an adult. Well, I'd be careful because you don't want me to start treating you like that. So let's pump the brakes for just a second.
Pump them.
One day she was talking to me. She goes, Mom, I don't know if I've ever told you, but you have got to be the hardest working person that I know. I say, you think so? Oh, wait, is that a bad thing though? Because I got bills, baby. I was like, I want to make sure that you don't know what pain and going without looks like. And so I'm okay with getting my knees a little extra scraped up, knowing that it's going to give you a better tomorrow. Mm-hmm. I'm okay with that. I'll sleep comfortable at night. That's the sacrifice, that love that comes in, not from a mom, but from a parent who wants to see better for their kids. I would hope to all the parents out there, all you want is to see better for your children. And sometimes that takes a little struggle and sacrifice from you. So be it. Let's get it. Let's rise. Let's grind. And let's make that money. And remember what the heart of that hustle is going to look like. Instill that in your children, because that's not going to be something taken away. They will take that into their adulthood. And that's what we want. We want these next generation to be successful young entrepreneurs. We're going to go out and build things that we need to continue the lifestyle that we want for them, which is a good one. I want them to be comfy.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong.
I want to share a success story to your point, right? Okay. Because for your daughter, you're her example. And she may be paying more attention than even what she lets on to, right? And the reason why I say that, my only son, Donovan, shout out to my son out there, man. I know his girl checks in with us every once in a while on IG, but he was watching me hustle all the time, and he started his own business. He has his own plant business. So if y'all need some plants out there in Los Angeles, I'm gonna put his link in here. Y'all can get some plants. But he took that risk. He saw me doing it, and he took that risk and quit his 9-to-5 job that he had, and he's being very successful. He's taking care of my granddaughter with his business, and like you said, his heart is in the plants. And he took that love that he has for plants, and he started a business from it.
That is really cool.
He's doing good, and so him and I, we have a man. Thank you. Hey, I'm gonna drop
yeah, man. 2 bombs, one for you and your son.
Because we got a joint account. He's doing pretty good, man. He's taking care of it. But I want to share this too. One thing he did was he kept he works one day at BJ's just because he makes good tips. He was like, I'm gonna keep this job just for that steady, just in case, right? But he's doing good with his plant business, man. To your point, and guaranteed, your daughter that's watching you like that, she's gonna take some tips, and once she figures out what her why is, once she figures out what she's really into enough to put her all into it, she'll probably kind of do something similar to what my son did, and I'm proud of him for that, and that's what we want, right?
Yeah.
Last week she told me, I think I know what college I want to go to. I said, okay.
Wow.
What do you want to do? She said, I want to be an educator. She wants to work in child development.
She's been consistent with that.
And yeah, and so she joined the program at school. She wants to go to Texas Christian University, and it's up in Fort Worth. And she's a little worried because it's far. And I told her, I said, well, if God's guiding your steps there, I'm going to be here to support you. You won't be alone. You will have guidance. Just know that. I'll make sure to hook you up in ways my parents never did. And that's how we're going to help build your successful building blocks.
Nice.
So there's going to be some days where you're going to need me, and I'll be your friend then, but I won't be your friend now.
and that's the conversations I have with my son. Just, hey, if you need any help, if you need help with the invoicing system, if you need help with doing your the entry level accounting, because I'm not a professional. I got James for that. Hey, shout out to him. You know what I mean?
Shout out to James.
Hey, James.
I think James came up off of TS.
So Sam, and it's beautiful to have these conversations with your children. Like I'm asking, he's like, he has to go out, get his inventory. Hey, Pops, I got to call you back. I got to go get my inventory. Hey, do what you got to do. I'm here for you, son. So it's a beautiful thing when you get to that point and you can have those conversations and help them navigate through that chaos of starting and running their own business. It's a beautiful thing, man. And that's what we want our community, anyone that's tapping in with Technically Speaking, that's what we want you to do, is be able to learn these tips and pass it on to your kids so you can help them be great at whatever, so they can have that heart of the hustle to get them through whatever it is. Because not everyone was meant to be an entrepreneur, even if they have a good job. Maybe they're in the trades, plumbing, electrician, right? You want them to max that out, but still invest that money in their retirement plan that we open up with, right? It's whatever it is. They just, like she said, help them discover their why. What is that why? What is that why that's going to drive you through, the hard times? Because I think it's total crap when they say, oh man, if you love something enough, it's not going to feel like work. Dude, I loved a lot of the stuff that I do. I love what I do now. And sometimes it freaking feels like work.
Let me tell you guys something.
But you need that why to push you through it.
Yeah. As a person who is an entrepreneur, right? And I swear, I think I hustle hard. I believe I hustle hard. / I know I hustle hard.
Which one is it, sir? Which one is it?
I was working. Gmo hit me yesterday. He was like, do. I was like, man, I'm already in front of my computer. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I'm working. I'm always working. He was like, I am too. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why I say that is the heart of hustle doesn't necessarily mean you have to have side hustle. You can hustle in your 9-to-5 and then
flip it.
Your passion can be your passion. I think that's the problem with people saying, if you love what you do, you never work a day in your life. No, that's the wrong thing. As far as like loving, like going to the industry you love. No, the thing that you love to do, love it, but don't make it your 9 to 5. Do your 9 to 5 to allow you to fund the thing you love to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, perfect example, podcasting. I like doing this podcasting. It ain't paying me, but I love to do it. My 9 to 5 bills pay for this. Just keeping it real, right?
Podcast is paying me. It's not my favorite thing, but I love to do it. But my favorite thing is music. Point blank period. I said that
every day I'm hustling. Look, Rick Ross. Every day I'm hustling.
Be careful with that, 'cause we get flagged.
Yeah, we're gonna get flagged.
Hey, that's what I think.
I'm gonna get this flag.
Quick snippet. Get me out of here.
Yeah.
Quick snippet.
You know what I'm saying? That's all. That's from a person who, you know what I'm saying, who did walk away from their 9 to 5, but I walked away with a nest egg. You know what I'm saying? To make sure I get things going, and
you did it in a smart way.
Yeah. But like, it's hard. It is hard. If you ain't got the grit, the gut, and the grace and God, bruh. You know what I'm saying? Stick to your 9 to 5 and build your side hustle till your side hustle starts paying for your main, paying what your main hustle paid. Cody Sanchez said the same thing the other day, and I was like, yeah, that's what it is. My bad. Go ahead, Dr. Poole. What you gonna say?
We're talking about kids making money, right?
Yep.
Okay. I think that some key issues for kids making money. It's a great idea. Kids, as soon as you turn 16, you can get a work permit through your school, and you can go get a job at almost any place and get an actual paycheck. If you're younger than 16 and you want to make some money, here are some ideas. You can get into gardening and lawn care and grow plants and distribute plants throughout your neighborhood. You can open up the classic lemonade shop and sell some lemonade to your neighbors. You can get some gardening equipment and do lawn care. You can get a bucket with water and a rag, and you could wash cars. You could wash windows. You can take out trash for people. You can walk people's dogs. You can clean out people's cat litter boxes, and about a million other things that your creative mind will open up for you and allow your parents to help you succeed as you show them what you want to do. And no matter what you do, I think that you and us, especially as millennial parents, are great examples. You know, I don't have kids, but I'm kind of a step guy role, like I'm in there in that role or whatever. And the best thing I can do as a parent is show up to work on time, bring home a paycheck, and show them how it is paying bills. And then that way, when they are old enough to have to take on that responsibility, I already know how to do it. And then we can go back to that whole saving money. Hey, you get money as a kid, throw that money in a savings account, and then you add that to whatever your parents already got for you, and you would be well off.
That's actually a good idea about setting your kids up for success. I think definitely open up a joint bank account, teaching them how to handle money, because my parents never talked to us about money because we never had any. So they did not talk about it. And if they did, it was nothing but fighting. But there's a healthy way to talk about money. There's a healthy way to discuss what good debt, bad debt looks like, how to establish a credit. There's nothing wrong with setting your children up for success now and being a guide in what that looks like, as long as you can be trusted. There's some parents out there who are over there screwing up their children's credit by using their social security number. I ain't gonna say who, but I know.
Stop doing that. We gotta stop doing that.
Let's not do that.
That's not good.
That's the opposite way of what I was saying.
But you know what, Donald? When the time comes, your stepchildren, take them out on a couple of jobs with you. Show them what it looks like to have to check out chemicals in the pool. But
they're not labor. They're not labor mentally. One is going to be a smart guy. He's either going to get into something very smart, and the other one, she's into music and drawing. Neither of these kids will be in the labor field when they get 18 or 19 years old. But they have good parents. The dad does a good job. The mom does a good job. Yeah. And so they're on the right path.
My daughter's probably not going to be in the labor field either. But when we started our carpet cleaning company a few years ago, my husband did take her out on jobs and showed her how to use the equipment and what we did. Had her pre-vacuum homes, had her make sure and respond to homeowners correctly, provide customer service. So even though she was just working with her stepdad, she still learning some basic fundamentals.
Yeah, if they wanted to go out, sure. I mean, they could jump in a swimming pool and swim around for a bit if they want to, but I would.
Hey, that's one way to put a spin on it.
I wouldn't hold it against them if they said no.
All right.
One thing I do want to revisit. You said it earlier with discipline. And I think that's the number one thing to teach children is to have discipline. And I'll share an example. Like Corey said, I did a lot of work on this weekend, just updating our own YouTube page and some other work. So I had to do some work on some real estate stuff. What I was going to share earlier when we were talking about Charlie Kirk, and it's the tie-in right here, right? As far as how to teach kids discipline, a concept that I learned that you have to wear horse blinders, right? When you're focused on a goal, you have to wear horse blinders. You cannot look beyond what's in front of you, right? I'm so like dedicated and disciplined to building my goals, right? That we talked about in the beginning of the show for building retirement, legacy, stuff like that. I stay focused on what I'm doing. People were hitting me up left and right. Hey man, you need to go check out Charlie Kirk. You don't know who he is. I'm like, I don't have time. When I say I literally don't have time, I don't have time, because I'm working on something, right? I would have to take a break from one of my several streams of income that I work on to go watch that, and that's not going to pay me or not help me set something up that's going to pay me and my children and my descendants in the future, right? And a lot of people kept pushing. I'm like, you don't get it then. You don't understand the heart of the hustle. But that is part of the heart of the hustle. You have to be so dedicated and to the point to where nothing can distract you, or what we used to say back in the day, knock you out your square. You know what I mean? I cannot be knocked out of my square. And that's something that we really got to teach children, because I do see a lack of discipline to where they get so distracted. If you can start young and teach them how to wear horse blinders, I get it. That's probably the most trending thing that was happening all weekend was Charlie Kirk. It was unfortunate, and it was, but I'm focused on something else. And I could not get spun up on who he really was. I couldn't avoid it because it started popping up in all my feeds as I'm working on stuff, right? So I caught stuff here and there, but I didn't go looking for it. And the reason why is because it did not support any of my goals and endeavors. So I couldn't go look for it. And that's something that when it comes to discipline, we need to teach our children. Don't let hype or trends distract you, because that can take time is something we cannot get back. If I would have spent that 30 minutes to an hour trying to look into who this Charlie Kirk guy was, that's 30 minutes to an hour that would have been taken away either from one of my endeavors that I work on or from my family. And I just wouldn't do it. And I think that's something to where we have to pass on to the children. Be disciplined. That's my last thought on teaching that heart of the hustle. Is you got to be so focused on what you're doing. You wearing horse blinders, I can't see nothing else. That's what we really need to pass on to the kids.
So we've got self-discipline, resilience, time management, schedules, and I think the last thing I was thinking of, and it stems from being in the military, we talk about it a lot, but you know what? It's on the daily. No, integrity.
That too.
Who you are behind closed doors shows a lot about your character. And if you get into any type of bad habits, those bad habits become a part of a lifestyle and can create a bad lifestyle. So be truthful, be honest, and have some integrity.
I like it. Run down that list again.
So resilience, self-discipline, time management, having a strong schedule, integrity.
I like it. Hey, I think we're gonna end the show on that. So that's how you teach the heart of the hustle to these kids, man. So they can start making money young using one of the options that Dr. Poole pointed out if they're under 16. But once they get 16, they get that workers permit. Hey, McDonald's is always hiring until AI takes over.
I work for
McDonald's
Domino's.
got good school benefits.
I work for Domino's. I got to eat free pizza.
Ooh,
I mean, hey, what perk?
Nice.
Ooh, I like that. See,
I worked at the Rib Nest. I had free barbecue. So
There's perks to working.
There you go. There you go. And if you're really hustling, if you're working at a food spot and you say you get like a free pizza or something, I'll take that pizza and flip it on the side. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, man.
There's no rib tips at T-Mobile.
Hey, hey, I'm not mad at that. Hey, that's what's up. This was a good show, man. Again, it's all about giving people news they can use, man. We talked about getting ready and set up and planning for retirement. Not the sexiest topic, but we got to do it, man.
We got to
do it for sure. And then we looked at 9/11 from a couple of different perspectives. Good perspectives, man. Good conversation. And then teaching kids the heart of the hustle. I like that, man. This is a great episode. I appreciate y'all. But as we always do about this time, Miss Bobby Lopez, let folks know in the Bexar County and surrounding areas what you can help them with, ma'am.
So we are Patriot Restorations LLC. We are a service disabled veteran-owned small business here in the state of Texas that services Bexar County, Wilson County, Atascosa, Medina, and other surrounding counties near San Antonio. We do water damage restoration, and so if you do have water damage in your home from a leaky pipe, make sure to give us a call, send me a DM. We will get you taken care of, and let's make sure to make quick response times, because if the water is left, it can lead to mold, which we can also help you out with too. So if you have water damage, if you have mold damage, give me a call. Let's get you assessed and taken care of.
Dr. Poole, looking so swimmingly over there. In the LA area, what can you help folks out with out there, sir?
Yep, I run Donald Rumpf Pool Service. We service swimming pools and spas, and also do minor repairs like filter cleaning. You can reach me on the social medias at don.rumpf, and you can send me a DM if you have any type of questions. And I guess, yeah, that's it. Just keep it pushing.
Keep it pushing. Yeah. Giovanni, sir, what are you helping people with out there these days? Tell them how you can help them out.
Hey, so if you are looking to get into podcasting, I'm the guy. Right now, I have some great plans for coaching. Or if you want to go ahead and hop on a call with me, I do a free consultation. The link is in the bio or in the description. And if you're a business and you need help with social media, we have some incredible rates right now. You can get at me at all things at Corey Giovanni on social medias, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, even YouTube, and yeah, all of them. Everything. I got Corey Giovanni.
Hit that dude up. He'll get you going, man. A lot of people, podcast is the way, social media marketing. Hit this dude up. He'll help you get started, man. Hit him up. And then for me, hey, if you got a property, man, and you've been trying to figure out how to get started with your own vacation rental, I got a link in the description below. Click that link, and that'll get you started and on your way to getting your property listed on Airbnb, VRBO, Booking.com, Expedia.com. There's so many others. There's just 12 sites this website will help you market your vacation rental property on. So click that link, check that out. Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. Thank y'all for spending the night with us, man, and thanks for showing that love. Make sure you don't forget to, for the kitty. This is for the kitty now. This ain't for me. It's for the kitty. Click that like button. Click that subscribe button for the kitty. The kitty wants you to do that. But other than that, thank y'all for checking in with us. Y'all have a good night.